everybody, I'm Natalia Bonner. Happy Monday to all of you. I'm excited to be here today and share just a little sneak peek, a little snippet, if you want to call it, of this adorable quilt that I've been working on. So if you follow me over on Facebook, you might have seen the live video that we shared last Thursday, where I showed a little bit of the quilting that I was doing on this beautiful elephant quilt. So this quilt is one that was pieced by my client Mariah, and I was lucky enough to custom machine quilt it for her. So this is just a little snippet. I'll kind of walk you through a little bit of the machine quilting that I did do on this particular quilt. If you do want to go more in depth into my machine quilting process with me and kind of see more actually how I quilt this whole entire quilt, make sure you do hop over to Patreon. It's patreon.com/Natalia Bonner. Over there, I share a minimum of 2 videos per month, plus lots of other levels that you can join at, different things like that, that kind of walk you deeper into my machine quilting process and hopefully teach you something really awesome over there. So make sure you do check that out. This, however, though, I'm just going to show a little bit of this to you. A lot of times when I'm showing you quilts, I'm showing just one color thread, different basic things like that. But on this particular quilt, because there's a lot of different colors and very high contrast colors, this is a place where I definitely would change thread colors, and obviously there's going to be a lot of ruler work. So I'm excited to share this with you. Let's get stitching. So just a little bit of the straight line ruler work that I've been doing on the main part, the body of the elephant. So this portion right here, I know it's zoomed in, so it's a little bit difficult to see exactly where I'm quilting, but this is the trunk of the elephant. So just a couple of fun things when I have quilted out these gorgeous elephant quilts. One of the first things that I definitely try to do, well, with all figurative type quilts that I machine quilt, I try to look at the quilt, and if there's little elements, for example, the trunk, that I feel like definitely needs quilting to try to make it look as much like a trunk as I can, then that's where I'll start out and kind of focus. Also, this quilt is not a huge quilt. Generally, I do start quilting on the left side of the quilt and work left to right, but sometimes with a quilt like this, I'll start in the center of the quilt and then kind of work out from there. I know that it's basted out on my long arm really nicely, so it's still going to stay flat, and I'm not concerned about tucks or anything like that happening. So a fun thing that I do, or am doing on this particular elephant on his trunk, I'm doing straight lines, but I'm making those straight lines look as if though they are radiating right off of you can see where there's the darker fabric that creates kind of the crease look in the elephant's nose. So I do those radiating up off of that. And with all of my quilting, as I do that, as I stitch, you can see here that, okay, I finished a section of his trunk, and then I decided to move on and start working on another section on the right side. I try to always do my quilting, if I'm at a point where I could go and work on another section of a different block, then that's what I'm going to do. I just kind of try to work with whatever I can that creates the less or least amount of travel. So I moved over and worked a little bit on the right side and then back up to the top, and I'll just kind of work back and forth through the quilt. Now with a quilt like this elephant, where he is symmetrical, so for the most part I should say he's symmetrical on the right side of him, especially up at the top part on his ears, it's basically the same quilting as on the left side. So whatever I'm stitching out on the right side, I do try to mirror it and stitch it over on the left side. With a quilt like this, sometimes, you're advancing and you may forget what you've done when you're trying to mirror it. So I always take a lot of pictures of my quilting as I'm going, as kind of a record for myself, so I can remember, okay, what did I quilt there? I want to make sure I do the same on the other side. But just a lot of fun work back and forth here. Like I mentioned earlier, I am using self-line thread on the top and bottom line thread on the bobbin. If you're interested in trying any of these, we do have them available on our website, pieceandquilt.com. Along with the ruler that I'm using here is my 4-in-1 machine quilting ruler. I am doing all of my stitching on a Gammill 22-inch machine. I'm using the stitch regulated mode, and my stitch length is set at 12 stitches per inch. So I'll let you just hang out and watch some of this fun quilting for a while. I hope you're all able to find a little bit of inspiration from my machine quilting.
bird on a tree. I'm just sitting here. I got time. It's clear to see from up here. The world seems small. We can sit together. It's so beautiful, you and me. We meant to be in the great outdoors, forever free. Take a step back to see the truth around you. From a distance you can tell. You and me, we're meant to be forever free. You and me, meant to be in the great outdoors, forever free.